The National Electrical Code does not specify whether receptacles should be installed ground up or ground down. However, when making the decision, consider safety. When it comes to ground up installations, the pros are: firstly, it exposes the ground blade first, offering protection against electrical shock if the plug is partially inserted. Secondly, falling objects are less likely to contact the hot or neutral blades. The cons for ground up installation are: firstly, it can be more difficult to insert plugs, especially if the ground prong is thicker than the other blades. Secondly, it may create a tripping hazard if the ground prong extends too far from the outlet. With ground down installations, the pros are: firstly, it is easier to insert plugs, especially if the ground prong is smaller than the other blades. Secondly, it is less likely to create a tripping hazard. The cons are: firstly, it exposes hot or neutral blades first, which can present a shock hazard if the plug is partially inserted. Secondly, falling objects can more easily contact the hot or neutral blades. The decision of whether to install receptacles ground up or ground down is up to the electrician. However, it is generally recommended to install receptacles ground up for increased safety. This is especially important in areas where there is a higher risk of electrical shock, such as in kitchens or bathrooms. There are additional considerations. When installing multiple receptacles in close proximity, it is recommended to alternate the orientation of the ground pins to prevent short circuits in the event of a plug being partially inserted. Most hospital-grade receptacles are designed to be installed ground up for increased safety. It is always important to check local code requirements, as they may have specific regulations regarding the orientation of receptacles.